It is Tuesday, December 7th in the NBA, and I'm back with my two favorite bets of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and let's get into it today. Now, we only have 3 games on the slate, and let's recap yesterday first real quick, and it was another winning day. Now, the video alone goes 2-2. Our best bet of the day doesn't lose. CJ McCollum actually gets ruled out, so he doesn't even play. Now, we did add 3 plays in the comment section below and on Twitter. Make sure you're following us there, and let's talk about them. We had another one. We had Isaac Okoro's under in points, easy money. He scored as many points as you and I, a big 0, and then we had Darius Baisley goes under for the 12th straight game. He's a living cheat code. Zach LaVine goes over. Chris Duarte, one of the guys we added, he goes under his PRA line. The most agonizing loss, though, probably Warriors, -5.5 first quarter spread. Yeah, loses on the hook. The Warriors, I can put up my tweet, they were up by 7 with the final possession. They forced a shot. Well, they forced the possession up. They turned it over, gave up an and one, turned over the. It was brutal. They end up losing on the hook. Now, so I know some people got it at 4.5, so shout out to you. And basically, the hardest part was that you could have taken any spread for the Warriors, except for the third quarter spread, and you probably cashed out as they beat the Magic by 30. But regardless, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Hopefully, we're helping you out with our picks, and we're only 250 subscribers away from 15,000. So go down there, click that subscribe button. I know there's more people out there that watch the videos, and if you guys all click that subscribe button, we'll hit that 15,000 mark today. Also, go follow us on our social media links down below. Surprisingly, we're almost at 1,000 followers on TikTok. I doubt a lot of you guys out there have it, but if you do, it would mean a lot if you go follow us there. We appreciate you guys, but let's talk about today. Now, we only have 3 games on today, so please, for Austin from Calling Our Shot says, do not force any plays today. You'll see we only have 2. And it's okay if you lost money yesterday, but you don't need to force it and try to win it back today. We have a lot more games on tomorrow, 13 games to be exact. So make sure you wait till then. That's a much better slate than today. We only have 3 games on. But let's get into it. Last note, our live stream on Wednesday. It will be tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time. It will be on YouTube. Come out and I'll answer any questions you guys got for tomorrow's slate. Like I said, 13 games. We'll have a lot of bets for tomorrow. Now let's get into it. And we have no best bet today because we can't afford to start 0-1 when we only have 2 picks. We'll start with James Harden. I'm taking his over, 38.5 PRAs, points, rebounds, plus assists, -113 on FanDuel. Now, some days you just gotta wake up. You gotta say, you know what? This is the James Harden day, because this man has been very up and down this season. He's been very like, what the heck is this guy doing? He scores 36 points, and he scored 14 points. And we can't afford 14 points today, but I don't think we will get it. Now, the one thing about James Harden, he really hasn't been too afraid to shoot the ball. Some games he has been, but recently, I mean, last game went 5 for 21, so he wasn't afraid to get his shots up. And I think today he will continue to do that because he is in, and they are playing the Brooklyn Nets. They're at Dallas, and it's a primetime game. They're at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken. Now, looking through Harden's game log, and I'll put it up on the screen, you can really see that, you know, you got games against the Bulls, you got Timberwolves, Knicks, Suns, Cavs, Orlando. He really seems to play well against good defensive teams, or bad defensive teams, and doesn't play too hot against the good defensive teams. And today, well, lucky for him, they're playing the Dallas Mavericks, who currently have the 19th rated defense in the NBA, and you would assume they're going to get Luka Doncic will be active tonight, Kristaps Porzingis will be active, maybe even Tim Hardaway Jr., so that's fine if they're active. If not, it doesn't matter to me. But when I look at it, the Mavericks team, when I watch them, they have one good defender, and that is Dorian Finney-Smith. I would argue he's probably their best defender, and he will be on Kevin Durant today. There's no way around that. He'll be guarding him because he's the best matchup, you know, from a physical standpoint against Kevin Durant. Now, who's going to guard James Harden? That's the biggest question mark, because I think that's where the biggest advantage for this Brooklyn Nets team will lie, is with James Harden. Now, do they want to put Reggie Bullock on him? Well, sure, be my guest, because Reggie Bullock, as a Knicks fan, I've seen him, and he's not that good at defense. He's very overrated this season. His defensive rating is 113.3. For comparison, if you had 5 Reggie Bullocks on the court at one time, yeah, you'd have the worst rated defensive team in the NBA. Now, that would go without saying, but still, from a defensive rating standpoint, not been very good this season. Tim Hardaway Jr. is laughing in the comments. He's like, oh, look at my friend Reggie Bullock catching strays. Now Tim Hardaway Jr., not much better. He's 111.1 defensive rating, which would be the 27th worst defense in the NBA. Now, I don't think they have anyone that can guard James Harden. It's that plain and simple. Plus, the Mavericks are giving up the 9th most points in the paint, and I think Harden will be able to get in there, and I think they'll probably give him some foul calls, especially on a primetime matchup game. Now, this is a place that he has frequented throughout his career, so he definitely knows his way around Dallas. if you know what I mean. So I think James Harden shows up, and I think he plays well today. We're taking his over 38.5 PRAs. Now, let's move on to my last bet of the day, but I will talk about a couple leans I have. LeBron James, over 24.5 points, minus 106. Now, we're starting with the king. We got to end with the king. Now, LeBron has returned from his abdomen injury, and I believe he's probable today. He should be out there now. I don't know if Anthony Davis will be out there. I'd imagine he will be. The Lakers, if you look at their injury report, it's like ding, 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 ding. They got everyone on there. So it's really hard to really project, but I think they will all be active today. Now, you have LeBron James. They're back in the Staples Center, and they'll be or soon to actually be called the Crypto.com Center. They were actually taking down the letters today, or yesterday. They started that process. So in 9 home games so far this season, LeBron averaging 26.1 points per game on 21.1 shot attempts and 46% from the field, 32% from deep. They're taking on the Celtics, an iconic matchup, but over LeBron's last 4 games, he's at 39, 30, 33, and 23 points. The best part of what we're here is that he's shooting the ball. He's shooting the ball a lot too. He's attempted 20+ shot attempts in 4 straight games. And I expect that to continue today in one of the most iconic matchups in NBA history. Now, everyone knows when the Celtics and Lakers come together, you're probably tuning in. These are 2 of the most storied franchises in NBA history. I expect LeBron to show up today. He knows how big this matchup is for these fans. I think he puts on a show. Now, earlier this season, 2 teams played in TD Garden in Boston. LeBron, 23 points that game, 10 for 16 shooting. So really shot the ball well, but just didn't get up his shot attempts. And they got blown out. They lost by, I believe, 22 points. They didn't play a lick of defense. 130 to 108 was the final score. He only played 32 minutes. Now, LeBron's been averaging about 36, 37 minutes per game, and I think he'll get that today. Now, as a Laker, LeBron has played the Celtics twice in the Staples Center, soon to be Crypto.com Center. That'll be weird getting used to. But LeBron in those 2 career games in LA, he scored 29 and 30 points against the Boston Celtics. And I expect Anthony Davis to struggle today. You look at the Boston Celtics, they got Al Horford and Robert Williams, the Time Lord, both playing really well defensively. Well, that doesn't make any sense, but they've been playing well defensively against centers and opposing big men. So I think we'll see Anthony Davis struggle a little bit, and I think LeBron gets his shot attempts up again. Now this season, in 7 games with 20+ shot attempts, he's at the over in 6 of those 7. The only loss was last game when he shot 9 for 23 against the Clippers team. That's a much better defensive team than this. A little bit better defensive team than the Celtics team is. I think you'll look at it, and I think he will score again tonight. In that game, LeBron went 9 for 23, 39% from the field. LeBron's been average. That's about 7 to 8% lower than what he shoots on this season. I think LeBron dominates tonight, so we'll ride with the king. Now, moving on, let's talk about a couple leans. And here's what we're talking about. Marcus Smart. I liked his over 9.5 rebounds plus assists, but here's the problem. Jaylen Brown, who knows if he's going to play or not. So, you know, you look at the Lakers, they bleed points, rebounds, and assists to opposing guards. So him or Dennis the Menace, I like both of their props. But Jaylen Brown's return looms just over. He's like a cloud looming over you. You just don't know if he's going to be active today. So as a guy filming this at 6:19 a.m. Eastern time, I don't want to pick a prop on the Celtics game and put it out, and if I don't know who's going to play. So I can't do that. Now, the Knicks-Spurs game, I lean Knicks money line, maybe a homer pick, but I don't want to force a bet into that game. Knicks, you don't know what the heck's going on. Spurs, I don't know who the heck's starting. So maybe Julius Randle's under in threes probably cashes today. He probably doesn't attempt a single 3 today. I'm curious what the line will be, or at least the value on it. So you look at that game, and then so we don't have any player props for that game right now. And then the Mavs versus Nets, you also just don't really know what's going to go on. So I'm not picking a Mavs prop because all these teams are kind of a little bit, they're teams that I don't normally target for props all too much. But I'll ride with James Harden and LeBron James. If you're on TikTok, go follow us at Calling Our Shot. Get us to 1,000 followers over there. Appreciate you guys. Go follow us on our other social media links down below. We appreciate you guys. Don't risk too much again today. It's not a great slate. Let's go on tomorrow. We got 13 games tomorrow. It's going to be a good day. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been Austin. Those are my 2 most confident plays. LeBron James and James Harden, the Jameses of the world. We're riding them with them tonight in these primetime matchups. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been Austin. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.